Prime Minister announces 7 days of no movement to curb the spread of COVID-19, receives 600,000 doses of the Pfizer vaccine, and delivers latest unit under the social housing program. You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Carrie Ann Smith-McIntosh.
Our case numbers are unacceptably high and rising, and the rate of hospitalization is beyond, and I want to stress this, beyond the capacity of our health system to cope.
That, among other reasons, led Prime Minister Andrew Holness to announce 7 days of no movement and revise the COVID-19 containment measures. During Thursday's press conference at Jamaica House, the Prime Minister said the 7 no-movement days would be spread over the next 3 weeks, starting August 22 and ending on September 5. Non-essential service businesses have been ordered closed at midday on the Friday before the no-movement days come into effect, allowing persons to procure essential items. Places exempted from this midday closure include restaurants, grocery stores, security firms, light, water and gas providers, transportation, finance and health services. Curfew hours during the week are 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. and on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Following the 3-week no-movement days, the regular curfews will be 7 p.m. on weekdays, 6 p.m. on Saturdays, and 3 p.m. on Sundays. As he urged Jamaicans to stay home, the Prime Minister gave a stern warning to persons who wish to flout the rules.
The police will be on the road, and they have been given clear instructions to enforce these no-movement days.
At Thursday's press briefing, Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced other restrictions to stem the rising COVID-19 cases. Among them, places of worship, including Sunday worshippers, will be restricted to 20 persons in attendance. There is also a 20-person limit for weddings and annual or extraordinary general meetings. The general public gathering limit remains at 10 persons. Only virtual events will be allowed for public entities. No funerals will be allowed during the period August 25 to September 7. Burials are allowed Mondays to Fridays, excluding no-movement days between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Only 15 persons are to attend burials, which are to last no longer than 30 minutes. And the current work-from-home directive given to public sector workers remains in effect until September 7. In the meantime, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is reminding persons that the new curfew measures, including no-movement days, will not affect the state's vaccination program. Sites will remain open to accommodate appointments.
Persons will be required to present evidence of the appointment. They can show their text message if they get one, or the email. If they're going for their second shot, they can show that their vaccination card. Obviously, this is not a wholesale extension. Your direction of travel must be going to a site.
A similar directive has been issued to children 12 years and older.
All students who will be going to schools to get vaccinated on no-movement days should have the messages that their schools would have sent them and their school IDs as proof that they're going to be vaccinated.
The vaccinations were made possible through the August 19 donation of 204,000 of the expected 600,000 doses of Pfizer vaccine by the United States government.
But I want to start by saying a heartfelt thank you to President Biden, Vice President Harris, the entire United States government, and the people of the United States for this very generous donation of Pfizer vaccine, which you are seeing behind me here.
On the weekend, Prime Minister Andrew Holness confirmed that the entire Council of Ministers are fully vaccinated. These include cabinet ministers, the Attorney General, and ministers of state. In the meantime, Mr. Holness says 93% of government members of the Houses of Parliament are fully vaccinated. According to the Prime Minister, 46 of the 48 government members of the House of Representatives are fully vaccinated. In the Senate, 11 government senators are fully vaccinated. One is awaiting the second dose, while another is not yet vaccinated.
Registered online vendors, businesses and delivery operators registered on the N system will be able to operate after curfew until midnight on no movement days.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness sharing that Jamaicans can now get supplies from 84 vendors on the e-commerce National Delivery System ENDS platform. A full listing of approved service providers can be viewed at ends.gov.jm. The National Works Agency is reporting that the passage of Tropical Storm Grace has caused almost $172 million in damage. Prime Minister Holness says several communities were affected, mainly by silt which blocked drains resulting in flooding of major roadways. 6 parishes, Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Thomas, Portland, St. Mary and Clarendon were mostly impacted. The Prime Minister says 198 roads across the island were affected, including the collapse of the bridge at Troy in Trelawney.
We will make the budgetary allocations, of course, to return those roads to usable conditions as quickly as possible.
Mr. Holness, in the meantime, says Jamaica will also be assisting with Haiti's recovery efforts. The neighboring island has been rocked by a 7.2 magnitude earthquake and later doused by Tropical Storm Grace, both of which have left thousands of persons dead and countless more homeless.
I want Jamaicans to be assured that we are not distracted. We are managing everything all at once, and what you can be assured of is that you have a driver who has his hands on the wheels at all times, dealing with all the challenges that we face.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness's assurance as the security forces report a 10% increase in murders when compared to this period last year. According to the Prime Minister, the state has stepped up measures to control the spike, including legislative changes, ordering of curfews, and making more resources available to fight crime. By Friday, the Prime Minister was in West Central St. Andrew delivering 2 3-bedroom units on the government's National Social Housing Program. He used the opportunity to announce that the initiative had secured an additional $400 million.
That will expand what we will be able to do. So the 259 that we are doing now, who knows, maybe we can now do 510 or 520.
So far, the program has delivered 41 of the 259 units expected to be built in the fiscal year. And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has extended heartfelt condolences to the family of former Member of Parliament for Southwest St. Anne, Ernest Smith. Mr. Smith died last Wednesday at age 70. Prime Minister Holness remembered the former MP and attorney for his larger-than-life personality and devotion to his constituents and the practice of law. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us next time for more of the news stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.